Welcome back to AFL Tonight. I'm Drew Jones. Justin Longmuir is our special guest on the show tonight. But before we chat to the Freo coach, let's hear from Dockers skipper Nat Fyfe. We asked him today how he thinks his coach is faring as he enters his second year at the helm.
Yeah, Justin Longmuir's come across from Collingwood and West Coast, so he has a bit of a breadth of knowledge from other clubs, and the way he goes about his leadership and style is quite different to mine. So we play off quite nicely with each other as far as our styles, and our relationship is constantly building.
So there's Nat Fyfe talking about Justin Longmuir, who is our special guest tonight. The Dockers have assembled one of the best crops of young talent in the AFL. The question in 2021 is, can they now climb the ladder and become a contender? So to answer that and more, Justin Longmuir is with us. Thanks so much for coming and joining us on AFL Tonight. We heard your skipper there discussing your growing relationship. Justin, how do you enjoy working with Nat Fyfe and leading this club forward?
Oh, it's fantastic. Not only is he one of the best players in the comp, he's an inspiring leader. So, he's a great leader for our playing group, especially our young playing group and young midfield. So, it's great to work with him.
Justin, something else caught our attention as we were listening to Fyfe talk today. He said he expects to play finals this season, although does admit that talk is cheap at this time of the year. Do you agree with him?
Yeah, I think every club sets out to play finals at the start of the year. Be kidding yourself if we weren't. Of course that's an aspiration, but, there's no point worrying about the end of the year. We've got to worry about, today. We've got to worry about round one, and what will be at the end of the year will be a byproduct of the effort and the work and the purpose we rock up to work every day with. So, that's an aspiration, but we've got to make sure our focus is on where's most important, and most important is today.
So over East, perhaps we might be a bit guilty of saying the Dockers have got a lot of potential. Are we underselling you guys? Is it more than that?
No, it's not, because we haven't delivered. So, potential is a bad word. We'd rather be judged on our performances on the field, and we want to be a team that performs week in, week out, no matter the expectation on us. So we've got to earn the accolades, and that's what we're going to try and set out to do.
Every man and their dog at the moment has an opinion on where Fyfe should be playing. Now, we'll talk about the injuries in a second, but given that you've lost a couple of key personnel in the forward half, would that change your thinking on where Fyfe might play in the early part of the season?
Probably not. We always sort of planned to play him a split between the forward and the midfield, and I've always said that we want him where he can do the most damage. If we feel like we're handling the midfield and getting good supply to our forward line, then he's going to be most damaging in the forward line. But if we're not getting it down there, he's going to do his most of his work in the midfield. So that doesn't really change. With the loss of Rory Lobb, having another player down their forward line that can give us a strong contest is going to be important. He'll play an important role in both areas of the ground.
All right, so let's talk more about the injuries while we're here. So Rory Lobb is going to miss for a while. I guess it's a good thing that he didn't do his ACL, but it's still not a great result. And Michael Walters is a unique player in the competition, and you lose a couple of youngsters in the forward half as well. How difficult is this going to be to cover ahead of round one?
We feel like we've got some good depth in our forward line, and we feel like some good small forwards have been missing out on opportunity over the pre-season, so they'll be champing at the bit to come in as replacements. But trying to replace a 207 centimetre tall forward who can pinch hit in the ruck and plays high minutes is going to be difficult. We feel like we've got some good options, and a lot of different options. We're just going to have to work through them as a match committee and pick a really good balanced team that's going to give us the best chance of defending our front half and attacking. So we've got a bit of work to do as a coaching group to try and get that balance. And the next few days we'll try and have some good training sessions and work on it.
Is Liam Henry or maybe young Tracy, are they options to potentially come into the side and make a difference?
Yeah, well, I suppose Liam's one of the guys I was talking about, with Sam Switkowski, who played most of 2019 and missed all of last year. and Travis Collier have all probably been missing out on significant game time because of our depth to our small forwards. So they'll all come into consideration. And we've been wrapped with what big Joshy Tracy's been doing for us as a first-year rookie. He's ready for AFL. He's ready and got a body for AFL footy. So we just need to weigh up all those options and see what gives us the best balance. And I'm sure we're not going to probably get the perfect balance round one, but we've got plenty of time to work on it and look to improve as the year unfolds.
Justin, I spoke about this clutch of young players that you've assembled at the club at the start of the interview. Do you feel like we're going to start to see, the fruits of their development this year, and can they start becoming, elite players in the competition, or is it too soon?
No, I think we can start seeing it. I mean, we've got some of our young players heading into their third, fourth years. It probably takes about 3, 4, 5 years before you feel real comfortable at AFL level. Seen some real solid improvements over the pre-season from all our young players, and it stems from having great attitudes toward and purpose towards their training. We're going to see some inconsistencies with those young players at times, but I feel like they're really ready to take ownership of certain areas of the ground, and looking forward to seeing what they can deliver week in, week out.
Be honest with me, Justin, who's your favourite? Sarong, Chera, Brayshaw, Frederick? Have you got a coach's pet?
No, I love all my players. It's like asking me to choose between one of my kids at home. I'll get in trouble if I name names, so I'll just sit on the fence and say that they're all my favourite.
Okay, fair enough. There's an election not too far away in Perth, Justin. The club, I'm sure, is hopeful that things might loosen up a little bit to make sure you don't go into any hubs this year. Yeah,
that's our preference for sure. I feel like the state government's done a fantastic job of looking after its people over here and protecting us all, but it'd be nice to avoid having to leave home and hub for 6 to 8 weeks like we did last year. So fingers crossed we can get through this year in somewhat normal circumstances.
Justin, we appreciate you coming on to AFL Tonight. Good luck in round 1 against Melbourne and for the entire season.
Thanks, Drew. Appreciate it.
Justin Longmuir joining us on AFL Tonight.